Welcome back, everyone, to the Awful Takes podcast special movie review time. We are talking about a movie that kind of grew with me throughout the year with anticipation.
Okay,
I'll get into it. It is Predator Badlands, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, famously made Prey, which came out kind of during COVID times, so it was kind of straight to streaming.
Yeah. And
then followed it up this year with Predator Kill of Killers, which is an animated movie, which I really enjoyed.
Got to make time for it. Yes.
And now here he is, third movie in his new kind of Predator universe that he's setting up, and walked away enjoying this movie. Really kind of surprised to say that, considering the fact that I haven't seen a Predator movie in theaters walking out that I really, really loved until this movie.
Really? Wow.
Because I was too young to see the first Predator in theaters. I was too young to see any of the other ones. And then eventually...
What about Alien versus Predator? Sorry.
I guess I walked out loving that movie.
Anyways, yeah.
And then Predator got in a weird spot. So then Predators came out. I forget, it was like late 2000s. I enjoyed it, but again, kind of retelling the first movie. And then
I've never seen it. So
then Predator came out by Shane Black,
which is funny because I think he's in the very first Predator film. So,
which I thought was just okay. I honestly didn't really care for it. I thought it was kind of dumb at parts. So yeah, this franchise has just been something that's existed in my time frame and everything, but I've never actively exited a theater and been like, oh, I love that, want to see it again. Now this movie comes out, and lo and behold, really enjoyed it, and I'm just super excited for this franchise moving forward. There's a lot of great things in this movie that I really loved. So now I guess I can kind of mention, wasn't actively following this movie. Then the trailer came out and it teased this duo that I just thought at face value is a really cool idea. So you have this predator, which they kind of give a name to this species now, is called a Yautja, teamed up with this Weyland-Yutani synth. So it was like this cool melding of the Alien franchise, now the Predator franchise. And I thought it was such a great idea that this synth had no legs and this Predator had to carry this thing on its back. And I was just like, that's so cool. That's just like such a surface level idea of really just kind of changing it up. I was like, wow, that's like something that I never would have expected in this franchise, you know? So right away when I saw that in the trailers, this movie jumped on my radar, and I went from being interested to see it. Obviously I loved Prey and everything. Yeah. But now I'm like, okay, now you have my attention. Now I actually want to go day one and I want to see this thing. And I'm really glad I did, because it just, I don't know what it is. This movie felt like an 80s action movie in today's day and age, and in the best possible way. There's just super strange things in this movie. There's unlikely team ups that I just wasn't expecting. There's a great personal side to the story too. And I guess overall, one of the things that I just love so much with this is finally they're making a movie that isn't just retelling the first Predator. That was my big problem with Predators, with Adrian Brody. That cast list, by the way, was super stacked.
Okay, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Mahershala Ali's in that movie. Wow. Danny Trejo. It's just crazy. Crazy stacked cast list, which is a lot of fun. But that movie just retold Predator, the first one. And then Prey came out. It's kind of same thing. We're retelling the first Predator movie, obviously in a very good way, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, different interpretation, more in like kind of the olden times too. Yeah.
But plot very similar, you know. Now in this movie, changed it up completely. Like you have a Predator now that you actually kind of feel something. You get to see the home world. You get to have this kind of emotional through line driving this character of Deck. I just thought he was super interesting. He's like this Predator who's like the weakest of his clan, and because of that he's gonna be killed. And it's just like, holy shit, like that's kind of crazy. And then his brother saves him and sends him to this planet to where hopefully he can redeem himself by killing this unkillable creature and everything. Just really set up just a great setup. So Wallied, Predator franchise, where are you at coming into this movie?
So for me, I didn't really have too much experience with the Predator franchise or anything. I'm sorry to all you fans out there listening. My only experience with it was mostly Alien versus Predator and Prey, actually, which I saw a couple years ago, and I surprisingly really enjoyed it. It was not at all anything I kind of expected. And so going into this, I was kind of like, I think I had saw like the teaser when I went to see something a while back, and I was like, yeah, it looks okay. You know, I might give that a chance. But yeah, and then kind of hearing you kind of mention a little bit of your excitement with that trailer and everything, I was kind of like, huh, okay, I might have to give this a watch. And so when the movie started and everything, I was like, huh, this is different. This is like not at all what I expected. Because, you know, usually like from the two Predator films I had seen, I was like, yeah, they kind of have the Predator be like more the secondary in the background. But it was really nice to watch like a movie where the Predator is like the main character and he's on this journey of like, he doesn't know everything. He's not like the most experienced fighter and everything like that. And that was something that I was really shocked by and really took me aback, honestly. And just the family drama like they set up with like his brother and like his dad, I was like, dang, his dad is like ruthless.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But I loved it. Like I loved it so much. And I love just that intro sequence right away. It's like, I love how action packed it is. And I love how just throughout, I love how nonstop it is. Like it really just doesn't pull any punches back throughout. And there's a lot of like really great setups and great payoffs. And I love how they kind of connect like the Alien universe too. That was something cool. I was like not at all expecting, especially with that android character, Thea, which I thought was great, and I loved.
She did a great job.
Yeah, Elle Fanning. She did like a dual role too, which I wasn't expecting either, and I really loved what she offered to the film. But
yet again this year, another dual actor role.
Okay, yeah, third time's a charm. See, there you go. It's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
But I will say the relationship between Deck and Theo, I will say, is probably easily my favorite aspect about this whole film. Yeah. It was something that I wasn't really sure how they were going to really handle it and everything, but I really loved the back and forth like chemistry they had, you know, even though they're like in two different languages too. And I loved how consistent it was with that throughout. That was such a great aspect and detail to add to this movie.
Yeah. I really loved it shows more behind the mythos of the Predator and now the Yautja, and how their kind of clan and species works and everything.
Yeah.
We saw more of the homeworlds.
Yeah.
But I wish I could have seen a little bit more of that. Just because it's, to me, just very intriguing and interesting. But I love that it sets up the respect and honorary culture that this alien race kind of has, you know, especially the brutalness of the father and everything. But man, it just sets up like just a great layer to these characters that I've been seeing in movies for such a long time. Now, retrospectively, I'm kind of thinking back, what was the other side when Arnold Schwarzenegger crossed that first Predator? What was his point of view? Was he outcasted? Was he trying to hunt something? You know, that's just, to me, I'm like, it adds that layer now where I can kind of look back on the franchise and be like, okay, what was driving them at this point? You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then, not to mention, I just love the CGI with Deck in general. It looks
like incredible. It doesn't even look like noticeable or anything at all.
It's amazing. Like, here we are with this character or this alien that we've seen for so long. And I was just like, how are they going to make him expressive? You know, he doesn't have like a normal face and everything, but they do such a great job to show emotions in his face, his reactions.
I love how stoic he is at the beginning. And I love how, like, as the film goes along, that he has like between like Thea and even this like monkey that comes in, which I thought was great. I get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But I love just like how throughout, like he just progressively gets a more emotive and he expresses more emotion with Thea and Bud, honestly, too. I was like, that was really great. And that was like easily like, that was such a great like character journey and progression throughout that I was like not at all expecting the film to go into. And I'm really happy they did.
Yeah, it really was just a great layer. And then obviously I love the crossover with Alien and stuff, seeing that synth and everything. I was just like, that is so cool. Seeing that this whole planet was being kind of surveyed by this group of synths and everything, I thought was a great idea. Kind of adds mythos to them too, of kind of the question that I've been questioning in every Alien movie. You send these humans along with these synths. Why don't you ever just send a group of synths to a planet to survey it and
glad
do all this?
Glad they finally did that.
Yeah.
Glad they finally learned their lesson after however many years this is.
And I love that. Like, I love that there were no human characters or anything. I just love that here we are in this alien planet. Yeah. And you're going to run into things that you're not going to see anywhere else.
They're very unknown. I love the stuff with the plants was like insane.
That was great.
Stuff with like the monsters. There's this really cool part where they go through like this field of like, it's like grass, but it's glass.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you come up with some of this stuff?
No,
like, it's so cool.
That
like,
really showcases sci-fi at its best. You know,
there's so much fantastic world building throughout the film that I was just like not at all ready for the film to like showcase. And I love how they're like different obstacles for him to go through. Like he doesn't know any of this stuff.
And I love that aspect. Obviously in a lot of other sci-fi movies and things like that, they kind of showcase that stuff, but also it's just like Earth, but on a different planet.
Which is kind of more in the background.
Exactly.
You don't really, it's not just much for the characters.
It's like a small thing. And in this movie, they take it down to just the environment, you know, like you see, like you mentioned with the grass and everything, that was cool. And then these plants that like explode, and I was just like, whoa, that's cool.
And he gets like stabbed by one of them. It's like really scary. I was like, dang.
It was great. Elle Fanning does such a great performance in this movie too.
She's fantastic. It's so crazy that they make the android character like the most human character in this.
They do that in every movie. It literally is like one of the most enjoyable things. And I swear, it's just perfect casting. Anytime they have an android in these movies, I swear it's just like the best casting, and it fits perfectly. Yeah. It really is enjoyable.
The last film with like Andy with Alien Romulus, and now like this movie, I'm like, okay, someone give that casting director, give them like a raise or something. Seriously.
They're doing great work. And this was a great time, obviously, for Dan Trachtenberg. For me, this is his third film in this franchise. So at some point I was expecting things to feel kind of repetitive and stale, but I love how this movie feels just super fresh compared to Prey.
Yeah. I like this way more than Prey, honestly.
And it really felt like what, maybe one day I'll talk about it, but what the reboot of Star Wars should have felt like. Like obviously that first movie, you want to bring back, you want to have kind of bring back the nostalgia,
of course,
callbacks. You want to have the core fan base be along the ride. But then at some point, I feel like you need to step outside of that. Obviously, you want to win them over and bring them back, but then you want to tell your own story. You want to do your own thing with these characters that you know and love, and just not repeat the same Predator 1 story that we've seen of predators coming to Earth and humans interacting with them, you know? I love that this movie just felt so different, and it felt like something fresh. And obviously, for knowing the Predator in movies for 40 years now, that's great that I can say that a new installment in a franchise doesn't feel the same, you know?
Yeah. And I think one thing that I think works about it is having the Predator be the main character of this, you know? Because obviously, you know, he's such a focus, but it's like, he's never been like the main character of his own story, you know? So I think that was such a great decision for Dan Trachtenberg to do that. And then not only that, but also to have the android there on top of it too was like such a great addition to an already great story.
Exactly. It was really great. obviously it's not a perfect movie. Some of the humor doesn't really land. Maybe at some point, some people might say they do too many jokes in the movie, but I thought most of them kind of worked for me.
Yeah, I was surprised how much some of the humor was landing for me, especially like when Bud gets introduced and everything. I really liked a lot of that back and forth between him and the deck.
Also, really want to see more of the homeworld of the Yautja now. Yeah. It's just something that
ending, dude,
they tease in movies and then it just kind of they don't go fully into it, which is something I want to see, especially with that ending. Yeah, that was
hopefully in like a future sequel or something they can do that, but I was going to say one thing as well. I do love, obviously, again, like my favorite aspect is that chemistry that they have together. I do wish there was maybe like a scene or two more before we got to kind of like the climactic part, because it does just kind of come out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, okay, we're already on to fighting the monster now. You know, I definitely do wish there was maybe a couple more scenes with them before we got to that moment.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, really enjoyed it. Gives me a lot of great hope for this franchise moving forward, especially with them hinting again at this crossover.
Can we just have this guy make an Alien versus Predator film?
Can we just do this right? Like, please. That would just mean so much to me growing up. Like, obviously, like Alien versus Predator is not the greatest movie, but I love that crossover and I want to see it again. Like this is coming from the guy who literally, like at one point, Alien versus Predator was like my favorite thing.
Nice.
Especially walking away from it. The Predator to me is just such a cool character. Like there was a short time period where they did a Dark Horse comic book series.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Predator crossing over and he's fighting Batman, and I thought it was the coolest thing.
That's a wild crossover. It is
a wild crossover. But reading that comic book series is just a short crossover run was just so entertaining and
nice.
And I just want to fully see. I feel like this guy is the biggest fan, and now
I can tell
growing up as a fan. He wants to show what he loves about this franchise and these characters. So yeah, honestly, like this guy, like keep going, like
please.
And he really is kind of setting up the template of maybe where these franchises need to go. You know, you need to get someone who really understands and loves these characters, you know?
Exactly.
Like look at what this guy's doing with it. Like he's really not pulling any punches. He really is just going for it each time. And I could tell he's just having the greatest time making these movies.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I can't even imagine, honestly.
Yeah. Another aspect I love with this movie is it's kind of back to basics. Like this is $100 million budget movie. This isn't
really? Wow.
Yeah, this isn't the 250 budgets that we're seeing crossing over into 300 million.
That's wild. You could do so much with that, buddy.
This really shows you like on a liminal budget what this guy is able to do, you know, and it shows. Obviously the CGI isn't perfect in every scene, but he does a good job with it.
Impressive, honestly, though. Yeah. And just, I mean, again, like even the villain was honestly pretty solid. Like I was like, that's kind of like interesting to see that like different opposite of how Thea is. It's like, oh, this is someone who just kind of takes orders from like the Wallied Corporation. You know, I was like, that was a very interesting aspect that I really enjoyed. I guess I will say one thing with that kind of villain though is I do wish maybe they gave her maybe more of a unique look, just because they kind of look a little too similar. And I was kind of like, maybe, and I'm not saying you need to do something crazy, but maybe just like different hair color or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's just such a minor complaint with that. But
score wise, man, this is interesting.
Where are you at?
I'm going to go 8.5, probably closer to a 9 if I'm being honest, but it really was just something that after seeing it, I was like, again, leaving with just so much optimism. I'm like, please give us Alien versus Predator. Do it now. Give us...
Have this guy make it, though. Yeah. Don't get Paul W.S. Anderson, okay? Please.
Give us, full... whatever he's building up to, and just give us that next movie. I'm just super excited now. Hopefully people are watching this movie and
please go see it, guys. Yeah, go check it out.
Really entertaining.
Yeah, man, what a surprise. I was not at all ready for this film. Really great characters throughout, really awesome action, just such a great journey throughout. And again, the chemistry and the dynamics are just top notch in this film, and I was really, really shocked and taken aback by it. It surprisingly has a really great pace to it, and I love that it's just nonstop. It's quick, to the point, all killer mostly, no pun intended, no filler. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see what this Predator universe offers now. I'll definitely have to check out some more of the movies again. I still need to see the original Predator. I've actually never seen.
That is wow.
Never
That's
seen it.
Wild. That is wild.
I have not seen it.
I might have to recommend it then.
Yeah. So, see, I'm sorry, guys. I'm disappointing you. I'm really, really sorry. But yes, overall, I had a really great time with this. I had such a blast. Yeah. I mean, even at the ending, you know, him finally confronting his dad was such a great.
That was a great
payoff. Such a great full circle moment. Yeah, I honestly can maybe see this going up for me and loving this even more on a rewatch. But I would say for now, I'm at an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, I can. Nice. This is easily like one of my favorite films I've seen in the years so far, and I'm really excited to watch it again. I'm really excited to just see more from this, and I'm excited to see what Dan Trachtenberg has to offer with this now.
Yeah,
he's definitely a name I'll be looking out for.
Definitely. All right. That is it for us.
All right. Good day and good night, mates.
We'll see you on the next one.